Hi everybody and welcome to this Monster Hunter Wilds reaction stream. Yes, so today we're diving into the Monster Hunter Wilds soundtrack. We're gonna listen into some tracks from that soundtrack and talk a little bit about the arrangements, music, and have a good time. Say hi in the chat, and I'm just gonna prepare a little bit of stuff here before we get going. And in tradition, we're beginning the live stream here with one of my own tracks. This is Chambers of Admantius from the album Diabolical Lilith Part 2. Sallee, hi there. The Crane Prophet, hi. Vader Floxley, welcome. Joni, hi there. Defiance Canarchy, good to have you aboard. Nightlight, hi there. Cheers. Yeah, so a little bit of a backstory here. A few days ago, I think it was last week, we did Monster Hunter Worlds. And I was quite surprised of the overall quality of the tracks. Just superb orchestral arrangements and all these lovely like chase themes. There's smaller monster themes. When you're battling like smaller creatures, then you have these medium battles. And then of course these big boss themes. And it's really cool how they've divided and made all these like cohesive and they work all great across the board. So it's gonna be fun here to see how the music differs in Monster Hunter Wilds, if it's gonna be a big difference in the themes, or if it's similar to Monster Hunter Worlds. You can see this is like a blind reaction because I have no idea about the game Monster Hunter Wilds, but you guys have recommended me to check out this, so what we do on this channel, we check out great soundtracks. And like I mentioned in the chat earlier, please recommend your favorite tracks from the soundtrack. I'm checking in on the chat. Hi there chat. Nightlight, Paleo Potato, good to see you. Frontier being the MMO. Frontier music is good. Monster Hunter Frontier. Which year did Monster Hunter Frontier come out? Calypso, hi there. S87, currently playing Monster Hunter World. That's nice. Right, so that was Chamber of Admantius from Diabolical Lilith Part 2, which is my own composition. We always begin these live streams with one of my own compositions, and we also end live streams with one of my own compositions. Yes. Do you have your coffee ready? Gonna look up the soundtrack. Right, so the other day we did a reaction to Undertale, and I know you guys are waiting for the next one, Deltarune. So I'll make sure to set up a reaction stream for that one next week. I think we're gonna do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Good. A lot of folks here today. Right, so we're growing like crazy here on the channel, and I'm so thankful for you guys, for all the engagement, for all the comments. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also make sure to have that notifications on, because I see some people miss out on these reaction streams, and it's sad. So make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss out, and also leave a like here on the reaction video. All the engagement helps this channel to surface, so that more people can join in here and have fun with us on these reaction shows. Playlist I'm using, yeah, I'm gonna post that in the chat, of course. Don't want to miss that. So this is the playlist we're using today. And like I said, I wrote it on the chat here earlier that we're probably not going to cover the whole soundtrack, because there's, like the last Monster Hunter World, there's just too many tracks to cover it all in one live stream. But we're going to begin with disc 1, track 1. This is The Beauty of Nature. Beautiful oboe in the intro. Oh, cello. Man, it almost sounds like Luke's theme from Star Wars. Na 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 na. Just listen to that. Just that little detail. But love it so far. It's like Star Wars. Man, what a heroic part we're entering into here. It's a lot of like different, again, like I talked about in the previous episodes, it's really lovely when there's an adventure in the track, when the track travels somewhere, or you get to travel along the track to different areas, different adventures. And love that synth detail, that arpeggio, that's when you have this like phrase. Or starting to play Dream Theater. Morning, da-da-da. Yeah, so just lovely. It's a great, it blends nice with the orchestra, the synth line. Sounds so mighty. Just love that mysterious ending on the track too. No, no, no. But what a great intro. What a great track. Yes, indeed. So that's track number 1 from Monster Hunter Wilds. Main theme. Trying to catch up on the chat here. I believe there is also a live orchestra version. Absolute cinema. Yeah, what a track. As I said, I just love the adventure we travel through, the different like themes in this like main theme. And I do recognize some melodies from the previous live stream from Monster Hunter Worlds. Monster Hunter World, not Worlds, but Proof of a Hero, yeah. Morodumunto's armor is so sick, he gotta return for Wilds. Yeah, so I asked in some comments which of the games you should start with if you want to try out Monster Hunter series now in 2026. Do you begin with Worlds or do you check out some of the other games? So I'm just going to continue here with the next track. So excited to hear more. Inner Journey. Yeah, I do have a PS2 and the Xbox 360. Man, it's so moody with that rain shaker, the percussion, or sound effect instrument. Just love the blend here with the instruments. As I said, it's like a rain shaker. I think that's what the instrument is called. I do have it sampled, so I've also used it in some compositions. But it's so magical with also that piano, with a lot of reverb on the piano. It makes it sound so huge, and I feel it's a lot of like introspective feel in this. And the track name also. Maybe that's also reflecting on the like inner thoughts and inner preparation for the journey, and the track's name, Inner Journey, so that also makes sense. Is this like the menu music? It sounds like it could be something played maybe in a menu, or also supporting dialogue. Character creation. Ah, makes sense. I think this effect is made by like reversing sounds. Sounds like that type of effect. Nice, so that was Inner Journey from Monster Hunter Wilds. So we're reacting and listening in, tuning in to the Monster Hunter Wilds soundtrack. We did Monster Hunter Worlds, so we're gonna continue with Monster Hunter Worlds Wilds. Next we have a bit of a longer track, Into the Forbidden Lands. Man, it's so lovely with all the like silence in between the notes in this track, Into the Forbidden Lands. And definitely sounds like the start of a journey. A new beginning. Just love the space. And it's also cool to hear some real acoustic guitar coming into the theme too. Mysterious. Here we have the beautiful rain shaker again. I feel that the instruments here really set the tone for like nature and this nature vibe, basically, and a little bit of like jungle with that rain shaker. It almost always takes me back to like jungles, and we actually went to like this real phantom jungle in Cambodia. It was really exciting, at least for me, because I've never been in a jungle. You know, I live in Sweden. We have these like birch forests, and we don't have these jungles that really soak you up into the atmosphere. But we have open fields, open oceans. But it was quite the experience to get into a real jungle and also visit Cambodia and all the exciting temples. Into the Forbidden. Unfortunately, I can't read the whole track name. Into the Forbidden Lands. Yeah, obviously. Trying to get the complete title to show up at the top here, but it's like impossible. I'm using YouTube Music to play the tracks here tonight. Gonna post a playlist again, so you can check out what kind of tracks we have available for tonight. If only you had this reaction while watching the cutscene. Yeah, maybe we'll do. If I get to play this after Silksong and Dark Souls 3, which I'm currently playing and streaming here on my channel, if we get to jump into Monster Hunter Wilds, I'll make sure to stream that too, so we can see this reaction to the actual game. Because yeah, I think so too. It's a totally different spell. Not totally, but it's a different experience to hear the tracks within the games when you have all the like background sound effects, and you might have rain, thunder, ocean waves, the wind, and sounds of these monsters in the background. Totally different thing. Yes, we're live. Indeed. Okay, so what should we do next? I see there's a lot of like landscape songs and like day and night and stuff like that. So please feel free to shoot your favorite tracks here from, let's go from top to bottom here. Area battle themes. Base camp. Shadows dancing on ice. It's a fast theme, but I like it much. Nice. Windward plains. The Windward plains. Yeah. Let's go from top to bottom. So we're gonna go to the base camp first. Let's try base camp day, and then we're gonna head into the Windward plains. Just want to hear what the base camp's like. Salute, welcome. Yeah, the base camp here definitely have a western all over it. But I just love it. Need to go down and check up on my son here. Yeah, what a lovely atmosphere in this bass camp track. It reminds me a little bit of like The Last of Us, of course, like Western, typical Western music. But there's some small details in there, like sound effects and stuff. And yeah, maybe a little bit of like The Last of Us and also Horizon Zero Dawn, which also has a little bit of like Western influences in the music. But it's a little bit far out there, but just love that soundtrack. What's your opinion on Horizon Zero Dawn compared to Monster Hunter World, the games? Are there similarities? I mean, you're also hunting monsters in Horizon Zero Dawn, and I played that a lot, and I love that game. But I didn't play the DLC, or like the upgrade. Can't recall the name. Totally gone. Where is Kitty? Salute! Hi there, welcome. Kitty is around, always around. It's a lovely game. Like the story, at least in the original, the first one, was really like intriguing and it felt very fresh. And I also love the reboot of Tomb Raider, the first in the series of the reboot. That one was like excellent. The one where you're on an island. Crash with a boat and you're on an island. Yeah, it's a really, really great atmosphere in this band, this camp track. Wader of Loxley. If you play Wilds, I'd be down to help with any hunts. It's a great co-op game. Yeah. Make sure to add me on the PlayStation Network. You should be able to find me there, Gelhin. Yeah, Frozen Wilds. That's the one. Yeah, it's a really inviting and Defiance Anarchist said, you can feel the hospitality with this track. Yeah, it's very inviting and it definitely sounds like a home theme. And close to nature and all these things. I think it's like a mandolin or maybe it's like a banjo kind of instrument in there, but I think there's a mandolin. I think Alo's character is very good for the story he was trying to tell. It's been a while now since I played it, so but I do remember I felt like all the graphics was just amazing. What they did to Horizon Zero Dawn was anti-Japanese. And they also had a very nice game engine. Didn't they like give the game engine to the Dead Stranding CEO? Sounds like a bar outside. Beer garden. Ah, the beer garden. That we like. Yeah, what a lovely, inviting theme. Ah, yeah, Kojima. Nice, so very inviting. So that was the base camp day. We're not gonna go into a base camp night, but I can imagine it's also gonna be a beautiful, inviting theme, but with a more of a like night flavor. Let's go into Windward Plains Crisis. It's so interesting to listen for all the different instruments and all the instrument they introduce throughout the track. I think there's like a zither or something in there. Dum dum dum. But I just love in this, I think this, like what someone said here, it's for the small monster threat theme. Lone Decker Man, hi there, how are you tonight? Good to see you, good to have you back. That they're using in this small monster themes, that they're using like hand percussion. And then for the like medium and bigger bosses, bigger enemies, Apex Predator, they're using larger epic percussion. And that was also like a thing that went through, that was like cohesive for a Monster Hunter World soundtrack. Stream almost just started, a while back. Lucian, hi there, good to see you. How are you tonight? But it's lovely to see these things come back in the soundtracks. We're using like hand percussion for the small monster themes. And then more epic percussion. Hey! But it's very suspenseful. Dum dum dum. It's like absolute chromatism. And that's really very lovely when it's like more freely arranged. You can hear there's a percussion coming in a little now and then you have these silent parts. And it just becomes so suspenseful. And that's so lovely. And that's also a typical thing you do to build suspense, that you begin with a root note, say we begin with an E, the E, and then you add the notes from the like minor scale. Or even. That's typical to add suspense. Ganondorf's theme. Not really. I'm just improvising here, just to show what it's like. Missed it. There we have it again. And it's zither. really suspenseful. The Windward Plains Crisis for the smaller monsters. But just love the handler percussion throughout this smaller monster piece. And also, it seems from the few tracks we've heard so far, yes, we did listen to the main theme already. Maybe you have to rewind or watch the VOD afterwards. We always leave the VODs up here. They're gonna be available in. I have this playlist called Game Music Show. I haven't really found a name for this reaction show yet, but just call it the Game Music Show so far. But yeah, so you can find the VODs or the video on demands after the stream. If you want to go back and check out the reaction afterwards. But just love all the instruments here. And yeah, we can hear one thing that's cohesive with the previous tracks. And that's they're using this, I think it's called Rain Shaker. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the name. It's almost like a sound effect. But you can hear it at the end too. Yeah, please be kind in the chat here, or else the big boss will need to ban. Keep the discussion to the music, please. Let's talk the music. Right, so that was Crisis, and next we have, again I can't read the whole titles because they keep the like Monster Hunter Wolds original soundtrack, disc 48, disc 1. So next up we have Amid. Let's see what it is. Amid Peril. Beautiful. Stop it. Yeah, so what a lovely section. I guess this is, let's call this the B section, where we get like a lower dynamic, a time to breathe before we get back into the battle part, so to speak. But you can hear the suspenseful action and the increase in intensity compared to the previous one, which is for smaller creatures. So definitely we're raising the bar here, a lot more strings. The audio quality is top notch. Awesome, thanks for that. Yeah, I've tried to fiddle a little bit with the settings here in OBS and my streaming software to make sure we get the best possible quality for the stream. But yeah, you can see it's a little bit hard to get the titles to show up correctly here in the stream, but yeah, I try as best as I can to make it a comfortable little chill stream. Yeah, so we're really increasing the intensity with this Amid Peril theme. But just love the strings here and the intensity in the playing, especially the cello. The cello, big fan of the cello, as you probably know. But great string work, and it's lovely, a joy to hear this. I'm just gonna back off a little bit so we can hear this full B section, which is more chill. Need to go check up on my son again. You keep listening. Yeah, so from what I heard, I really love the intensity increase in this second. More intense battle theme. Yeah, I have to check up on my son downstairs. He is starting to get sick again, I think. It's always a lot of like colds, at least here in Sweden, during this time of year. Hi here, lasers, welcome. Yeah, have a nice evening, you too. Yeah, it's really sweet, but we're still here a lot of like hand percussion still. But that also adds to this tribal feel, which glues so well with the theme of this type of game. And it's the same thing in Horizon Zero Dawn. There's also a lot of like smaller hand percussion. But that's just, I think it blends so well with the orchestra because it has a more like light sound. And it's also a like nice thing to balance the orchestra with, to have this like smaller hand percussion stuff. Yeah, they add a lot of depth. And also you get, I talk about this a lot, that if you have an instrument that sounds like smaller, that has less reverb, they are more like upfront in the mix maybe. And you mix that with sounds that has a lot more reverb and are also placed longer back in the concert hall. That also makes the whole mix sounds more huge. And you can hear that used throughout this theme too. You can hear that like zither instrument, some kind of similar instrument. It might be zither, it might be something else. It's a little bit hard to hear sometimes what kind of instrument it is, but I'm trying my best here. But that's also a thing that they use a lot in this soundtrack. But it's lovely to hear all these like tribal type instruments mixed in. So let's go to the next one. Roaring Sandstorm. Windward Plains theme. And again, we have this typical structure for the tracks again. We have this really wild this action part. Let's call it the action part in the first section. And then we get this more soaring mid section, like a B section. To just calm down a little bit and get the more suspenseful tone and then back into the action. But it's so lovely to hear the meaty cellos in this track. It definitely feels like a roaring sandstorm, like the title says here. Windward Plains. Yeah, it definitely feels like a thunder that thump from the... I wonder if it's like the double basses, contra basses, the double basses. But it's so lovely. But you can hear more like epic percussion in this track, which makes it, I guess, more suitable for a larger enemy, a larger reptile. What do you call them? Reptiles? Dragons. Elder dragons, like Fatalis. And a little reminder here, if you didn't check out my reaction video to Fatalis, you can check that out on my YouTube channel. I did a reaction to the full medley of Fatalis, and what a wonderful theme throughout. Wyverns. Damn, it's so intense with those tremolo strings. Just love that. But it also feels like a royal quality to this track. With all the brass work, all the golden brass. Which is lovely to hear. Definitely make you think of like a bigger creature. A bigger wyvern. Thanks, Paleo Potato. Good point, wyverns. Old school Monster Hunter music gives me PTSD. Yeah, I guess you can feel like that. If you watched my stream yesterday, I was playing Silksong and I met this boss called Trobio. And man, I was going totally insane. They are so unforgiving because you have to play the boss multiple times to learn like their strategies. I guess that's the thing with many games, but it's very unforgiving. Especially that Trobio boss I was meeting yesterday, because you can play him like 5 seconds at some times and you just die. Quite hard boss. But we managed. Let's continue listening here to Roaring Sandstorm. Yeah, what an intense ending to the track there. I love this, like when they do these abrupt syncopations and punctuations in the music. They really like put you off the chair. Yes, that was the roaring Sandstorm, Windward Plains. Right, so what's next? There's also a roaring Sandstorm, Quake, and Chase. Chit Chat, what's next? Disc 112. Yeah, that's the roaring Sandstorm, Quake. Yeah, let's do Quake. Let's do that, chat. Thanks, Paleo Potato. Sasepik. It's so hard to pronounce all these pseudonyms. But let's go with roaring Sandstorm, Quake. Is that a duduk? Ah, it's the chase theme. Yeah, this is the chase theme, but let's go through it. We already started. I pressed the Quake, but yeah. Buggy browser. I blame the browser. It sounds very like magical. I just love the mixture of the instruments here, and everything sounds so crisp and real. And yeah. What a lovely blend. It's so cool that it's not just orchestral instruments, but you have more exotic instruments, like tribal instruments and the duduk. Yeah, I think it was a duduk in there. Just love that instrument. It has a very peculiar, or very specific tone to it. I'd love to have a duduk here in the studio. I have a bavu, and I love that one too. Such a great tone, very warm and woody. And there we have the storm again. And those small dissonances that you get between the notes there. Just listen, I'm gonna just rewind a little bit. Just so you can hear like the guitar. Maybe it's a mandolin or a guitar or whatever. And there's also some other instrument. And how they clash in the notes. You have these very close notes, but it adds so much flavor. Lovely! Good on you! I'm happy for you. Yeah, what a cool track, but sorry for not playing Quake. So this was obviously the chase theme. Chasing monsters. So we're gonna play the Quake, Roaring Sandstorm Quake. Let's hope the browser plays the correct track here. Sorry. Man, this is intense. They really increased the bar here for the intensity in this theme. It's almost like intense to the extent of unnerving. And like a little bit of a malicious flavor there too. At some points, maybe a little bit of disconnected, but just love this type of arrangements. The storm got stronger, indeed. What a cool use of a synth in here. We can hear at a few occasions in some of the tracks they do use the synthesizers in the soundtrack. And I think that's also adds just to the flavor and the versatile and longevity of the soundtracks, to not just have pure orchestral soundtrack. It's just lovely to hear some kind of synths in there and overdriven, saturated to the max. But it's just lovely to hear. Have that like chopped. It really adds momentum and propel the tracks forward. Hi there! Some random video. Hi there! Can you please check out the Dreamer Stairways later during the stream? It's part of Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter Wilds. TU Monster Medleys. Ah, nice! Fell Monster Hunter music is what got me into orchestral music, and I'm glad it did. I really hope you're enjoying the OSTs. Yeah, it's been magical so far. Just love the versatile instrumentation in the tracks. And yeah, also a lot of lovely like melodies, and there's things happening all the time, at least in these like battle tracks. Obviously, you have to be more calm and tender when you're doing these like camp themes and base camp themes and stuff. But this is very like suspenseful and discomforting to some extent, but you really feel the chase here. Someone said you're chased by Doshaguma. Yes, this plays when you have a pack of Doshaguma. So I guess that's the like Sandstorm climax part, when we have all these clashing sounds together. But I just love the cello punctuations you have in the music. It adds so much like rage, hunting rage, and suspense. Yes, we finally heard the Monster Hunter Wilds original soundtrack. The track was this one, track 12, Roaring Sandstorm, Quake, finally. And before that we heard the chase theme. But I think this is my favorite track so far. Maybe, of course, the main theme here in the beginning was wonderful with the adventure, with all these different things happening in the theme. But there's also a lot of details and stuff to explore in this track. What a great track. A lot of intensity in the strings and a lot of suspense throughout. I can definitely hear this playing through a hunt or chase. Day 316, Rey Dau next. Paleo Potato? Yeah, let's try that one. And that's the Earthpiercing Bolt, Rey Dau, from Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's go. Yeah, so that's the thing I was talking about when talking about contrasts in the music. You have that little guitar pick thing there. Maybe it's mandolin. Sounds like a lighter, more light kind of guitar. But it adds so much flavor to the track. And then the orchestra comes back in full force. Just lovely. Yeah, great recommendations so far. Thanks a lot there. Paleo Potato. And some choirs. I guess we're entering the B section of this track, where we've had all the intensity of the A section, and now we're entering this B section. But it's so lovely to hear how they're elaborating and exploring on the theme. Because you can hear they're doing a lot of different variations on the theme. They trade it between different instruments and they invert it in different ways. And so you can hear that phrase. It's coming back in different instruments and in different variations, but it has a lot of intensity and momentum. It's just this flowing, very rhythmical phrase. I have to go check up on my son again. You keep rocking. Just listen how wild the bass goes there. It plays that same kind of rhythm, but really, really low. It almost sounded like they replaced that with a real electric bass. Who knows what they did in the mix, but just listen. Pay attention to the bass. Right, so that was the Earthpiercing Bolt, Rey Dau. And again, sounding like a raging storm, but what a lovely track. It's cool to hear, like I said, those more exotic instruments mixed in with orchestra. Damn, I'm losing my voice here. As I said, there's a lot of cold going around here during this time of year in Sweden. And my little son, Alex, seems to have caught a cold. And I guess I'm next. Scarlet Forest now. Phunk, hi there. Good to see you. I can probably skip the small monster themes. Yeah, we know all about the hand percussion thing. But I really love those themes too. There's so much great music. And as I mentioned earlier, we can't play all the tracks. That's not just possible. At least not in a single stream like that. I'm going to play the next one. Track 17. Which is Rey Dau. Damn. Is that the chase? Right, so what's next, guys? Are we doing the Ice Shard Cliffs? Yeah. There's a Crisis amid Peril. I guess that's the medium. Scarlet Forest themes. Yeah, let's do the Ice Shard Cliffs. Crisis, is that for like the smaller monsters? Let's do the Crisis. It's like finger symbols and stuff in this track. And I guess this is for the smaller monsters. Definitely sounds like that. But a lot of small hand percussion and a lot of like silence between to make the suspense, build the suspense. Diablo. Dum dum, na na na. Sounds very mystical. Some oboe. I just had to. Sorry for that. But I felt it needed a little bit of flavor there. It's just like the same suspense here throughout, so I just had a little bit of jazz flavor. I hope that's fine. Some jazz piano. So next we're gonna listen to Ice Shard Cliffs amid Peril. Man, just hear all those details when they add like clashing notes there. You feel, or at least the expectation from me as a listener, is that it's gonna be more like a fluid thing happening in the melody. And then they add these like clashing notes. It's just so amazing. It really wakes you up and keeps you on the toes. So there's definitely full of suspense. It's a very suspenseful cue, this one. But I just love the sound of the different instruments and the mix. bell. Yeah, so there's a lot of call and answer going on here. But that's also really sweet for this like adventurous and suspenseful Master Baggins. Fun fact, Ice Shard Cliffs have a ruined Gothic cathedral. So, are we gonna hear some cathedral organ? Perhaps? Is that the secret instrument for this track? Let's find out. Ah, the trumpet detail with the clashing notes there. It's just so... it feels so awakening. Definitely very, like, adventurous. I feel it's very exciting, this one. Just love the arrangements and the orchestration. With all the details happening. All the runs. Trading of instruments. Yeah, definitely. The brass always bring the, like, heroic vibe. Again, it's so cool to hear all that trading of the melody lines between the different instruments. So they definitely have a lot of counterpoint going on in these arrangements, and I just love that. It's so interesting to listen to this. And like I said, those like clashing notes that's introduced a little now and then to really put you on the edge and increase to the suspensefulness. Strange choice for music for Mass Grave. Like an action movie. Yen is 515. 707. His design is insanely beautiful, Feather. Big peak, next track. The next track is the Shadows Dancing on Ice. Disc 4, track number 3. Is that the one? What's that? Again, hate not being able to read the full titles. I mean, why not put the song titles first and then the name of the game after? Silly. Next track, guys. Show me in the chat, or I will play. I'm gonna play a soft version of Vampire Killer. So that was the Vampire Killer from Castlevania. Shadows Dancing on Ice. Oh man, what a build! I love when they do that. They do this massive build. I really love this build. It's the best build of today, I think. In this Shadows Dancing on Ice from the Monster Hunter Wolds. Just love the build, and then when they do the drop, so to speak, in EDM they call it drop. But this next section, it's not as intense. They decrease the intensity. It's just chef's kiss, like they say. And the organ, yeah, here we are. You think? Some really like jazzy piano licks there in the background. Just love that. And it's really cool to hear the organ in this track. Again, it's really great that they have like different instrumentations throughout the score for the different areas or the different like bosses and stuff. It's always lovely to hear different instruments introduced in a score like this. Although they keep like the regular orchestra the same, obviously. It's really like pepping and heroic with that little snare fill and the brass work, obviously. Very heroic and uplifting. Pepping. Pepping for the battle. And again, they do this really cool thing with the build. And then they cut the dynamics. When you really expect there to be like a huge clash. But that's just superb. Now we're in Spain. Guitar solo. Nice. Okay. Synchromat and the apex for this region, Jin Dahaad, have some metal part that represents the organ pipe. Also, it has a huge body. It's basically a living heatsink. He also builds a snow fortress like Windward. Yeah, what a cool track, and nice to hear the organ being introduced in this score too. Shadows dancing on ice, Ice Shard Cliffs theme from the Monster Hunter Wolds soundtrack. Yeah, I don't know why the title of sometimes disappears. Maybe it's always some glitch in OBS reading from the browser, I think. I'm like cutting out a small section of a browser to get the titles up here. So that's maybe why the title didn't change. Maybe I just have to reload the browser. Let's see if that works. It's starting the same track again, but we're gonna see if it's still the Roaring Sandstorm. Just gonna fix that so we can read the correct titles. Oops. Let's do Quake and then we can do Lord of Ice himself. Yeah, let me know the track number. You have the link to the playlist. I need a track number for the next track. Let's see if this works. Ah, that's awesome. So we're gonna hear more of that organ in Jin Dahaad. That's not an error. It's all Roaring Sandstorm now. Yeah, indeed. That's me. That may be correct. That may be correct. So let's see if I can fetch the correct link. Da-ba-dum. Now it doesn't read anything. And now There we have it, but it looks a little bit weird. Let's see if I can fix that. There we have it. Disc 404. Yeah, gonna find that. Maybe I should just switch back to play from Spotify, but I kind of despise Spotify these days, but maybe it's just easier to play it from Spotify, because you get better lists, easier playlists to handle, and better like on-screen visuals. Maybe I should code something with to get the track names. These 4, track 4. Yeah, let's continue. The Ice Quake. Man, there's so much wild adventure and excitement in this track. Just so love the drama. The drama's all over the top here with all these clashing notes and really puts you on the edge. What a cool battle theme. Just love it. Right, so we're a lot of people in here. We're like 60, 70 people at times. But we only have 39 thumbs up so far. So make sure if you're in here and you like this reaction videos or you like some of my previous videos, please leave a like here and say hi in the chat. We don't bite. Say hi in the chat, let me know where you're from and what kind of music you like. And your favorite Monster Hunter game from the series. Is WILDS the best one? Or what was the first Monster Hunter World game you played from the series? I asked earlier which of the games I should start with. Because as always when I do these reaction videos and hear all this great music, I really want to enjoy it in-game and feel the vibe of these Colossus monsters. Speaking of Colossus, I'm playing Shadow of the Colossus with my son here, my youngest son, a little bit. And what a game. It's really like a slept-on adventure game. Yeah, I'm gonna continue listening here and read through your comments. So say hi in the chat, leave a like on the video, and yeah, let's continue having fun here. Is there like a hand pan, hand drum in there? Sounds like there's this alien drum also in the mix here. I might be wrong, but I think there's suspenseful. I'm thinking here, I'm wondering if at least the little I have we didn't hear the full Monster Hunter Worlds soundtrack in my previous stream, but from what I recall and remember, I don't think there's the same amount of clashing and dissonant notes in Monster Hunter World as there is in Wilds. I think it might be a thing here for Monster Hunter Worlds. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be a lot of these dissonances also in World, but from the cues we heard, or the themes we heard in Monster Hunter World in the stream, I don't feel it was the same amount of clashing notes as we hear in this. And it really adds a lot of intensity. But it's very adventurous soundtrack. I just love it. Again, the mix of these tribal sounds with... and it's more like mandolin sounds and mandolin instrument and other instruments outside the regular orchestra. It's a nice blend, a nice mix. Yeah, Wild's themes are much more communicating about the complexity of nature, like a clash between beauty and danger. Yeah, so that might be a design choice when composing the themes for Wilds. And I always try to think about these things, what makes this soundtrack unique, and also what makes it different to previous games, if there's like a series. So we've been looking into Dark Souls 3 OST reaction, and I would love to check out the older games too. I hear a lot of people recommend like Dark Souls 1 as also having a very nice soundtrack. But it seems like From Software always delivers when it comes to the themes. And also Monster Hunter Worlds here. Just love it. Yeah, thanks for leaving some likes here on the live stream. Pling pling plong. Yeah, let's continue. So that was the shadow dancing on ice. Need to go and check up on my son here again, so I'm just gonna launch it. That was Shadows Dancing on Ice Chase from Monster Hunter Wilds. Sorry, I got muted on the mic there. I love the FromSoft themes, more story-based and descriptive, while the Monster Hunter music is describing the nature of monsters. Both are good, but so distinctive. Yeah, it's a very different sound too. And that's also obvious because of the like malice and darkness in the Dark Souls games and the From Software franchise. It's plenty more darkness. And I guess in Monster Hunter there's more like nature, jungle, deserts. Wilds have better narrative, but for newcomers, World have better lore, explanation and world building, at least for me. Monster Hunter never was big on story, but the creature designs and feelings are peak. Yeah, it's always lovely to meet like big epic bosses in games, and I felt a lot of that in, obviously, Shadow of Colossus, and also in Horizon Zero Dawn. Man, that was really an epic battle. I'm not gonna spoil if there's someone who hasn't played Horizon Zero Dawn, but the ending, insane. Disc 515, let's go, Synchromat. Well, that's the fun is spinning hammer. Everything is secondary. Yeah. 515, what's that? The Lord of Ice, Jin Dahaad. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about that one, so let's take the route. Yeah, okay, now I understand. The organ. It really sounds massive, like super huge, gigantic monster. I'm gonna read some backstory here. Leo Giaccio, hi there. Yin is so impressive it was thought to be an elder dragon based on the teasers. He's a giant dragon, covered in metal pipes that heat the cold air and make ice on around him. Vader of Floxley. Yeah, that's a cool description. Leviathan 3 phases of soundtracks, ultimate attack. A very strong roar that contributes to how impressive he is. Yeah, can't wait to experience that in the game. But it definitely sounds like a huge, epic dragon. Leviathan in the codex. And Leviathan organ in the music. It's really great translation to the composition here. A calmer B section. There's really some ballsy epic percussion there. Really love that. Shoei, 8845. The story of a monster hunter is that Poogie hurt Fatalis so bad that he swore revenge on all hunters that patted him. Yeah, he seemed quite angry on the humans, Fatalis. Like despising humans. The dragon, he essentially has metal heat sinks all over his body that he uses to freeze the air around him. Yeah, those heat sinks looks like organ pipes. Yeah, I can picture that intensity. Really love that. Again, time signatures. It's my cup of tea and my favorite thing. So here we have a 6, and then we have a 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. Yeah, what a track. It's really wild with the organ playing like that. And it always reminds me of a funeral when you have a solo trumpet playing like that. Especially here in the ending. You're just gonna hear that solo trumpet again. It's truly terrifying. All fight music with triplets have such dancing with danger kind of feel to them. Yeah, it's always lovely to transition between different time signatures, and especially in like battle themes. But I think my favorite is like 5/4. That's like the magic formula. Okay, so next track. Chat. Or do you have chat below? Maybe the chat is there. The next one, The Lord of Ice. Resolute. Man, it's sounding massive so far. Yeah, a little bit of a Shadow Colossus reminiscence of that in the beginning. It's like Godzilla. Yeah, I thought about the same thing there, Burner. Call and response between brass and an organ. Yeah, it's a really cool instrumentation choice. Sip Hop Chorus. I love how Jin Dahaad, the ultimate attack, is him putting all his heat sink to such overdrive to freeze the entire area. That while charging, the plates on his back catch fire and he vents the heat out. Man. Yeah, that's some cool lore you're sharing. Thanks. Yeah, I would love to see an update to Shadow of Colossus. That would be magical. And just to pause here, sorry, but speaking of Shadow of Colossus, I sat in the car with my son today and he asked me, Dad, in Shadow of Colossus, why aren't there any like minor enemies? While you stroll the areas, there's like no enemies. There's only like the bosses. But that's like the thing with Shadow of Colossus. But he was like thinking, because all the other games he's played so far, there's always like minor enemies before the bosses. Damn, this sounds huge. Yeah, they really add a lot of excitement because they add these small key changes in throughout the track, which really adds to the drama, the suspenseful drama of the track. Yeah, so we're entering another track here. Need to go check up on my son here again, so stay put here. Leave a like on the video and say hi. Mission fail theme, okay. Very cool vibe. Sounds a little bit like progressive rock. .707. 007. Yeah, we're gonna check the last Jin Dahaad Phase. Phase 3. Let's go. Yeah, I can feel the phase 3 in this one. The intensity is definitely grown compared to the previous phase 2 version. Just love it. Yeah, that's my cat. That's Siggy. Sigurd. He's just lovely. He's always around here in the streams. Hungry, as always. Always want more food. But I think I need to put him on a diet. He's starting starting to bulk up. But I guess we will do that during winter. Yeah, it's been pretty cold here in Sweden today, but I took a trip out on the ocean, which is covered in like 25-30 centimeters of ice at the moment. And it was, boy, so lovely. Oh, so lovely. Yeah, like I mentioned here in the chat, I guess we have to do a second live stream, or 2 more live streams. We'll see how much we manage to do here, but I think we need to do another Monster Hunter Wilds live stream to catch up with more of the great themes. But we're gonna finish off this third phase of Jin Dahaad, this really massive soundtrack, and then we're gonna go for Proof of Hero. Proof of concept. Like you can hear it in everything. You can hear it in the bass line. You can hear it in the percussion, which is like super aggressive in this phase 3. Just also lovely. Next stream, can't wait for me gush over Nu Udra's theme. Militaristic. Yeah, but I guess it's very easy to fall into that kind of like military vibe when you're doing battle themes. With all the percussion, you have to make the momentum going. Have to go look up on my son again. Well, you have to continue on the next track. back on track. Yeah, I need to bring him to the stream. But, you know, it's gonna be too late for him to be up that late. He's turning 5 in June this summer. So he's just too small to be up. Yeah, so sorry for walking away here mid-streams from time to time, but that's just my situation here. Thanks for joining in. Yeah. Yeah, I have to shut down for tonight. Sorry guys, we'll do the proof song in the next stream. Thanks for joining in tonight. See you later, bye. Life comes in between sometimes. Thanks for joining in tonight. Leave a like here on the stream and I see you on the next one. Bye.